Thomas had been a carpenter for over 40 years. His hands, rough and calloused, had shaped wood into homes, furniture, and dreams. But now, at 65, he was tired. The aches in his back and the stiffness in his fingers whispered that it was time to retire. One morning, he walked into his employer's office and announced, "Jacob, this is my last month. I am done." Jacob, a kind but shrewd man, nodded. "I understand, Thomas. But before you go, I have one final request." Thomas sighed inwardly. "Just one more job." "I want you to build one last house," Jacob said. "Take your time, make it special." Thomas agreed, but resentment simmered beneath his words. "After all these years, he still wants to squeeze every last drop from me." The next day, Thomas arrived at the construction site. Instead of his usual meticulous planning, he rushed through the blueprints. "Why waste my best work on one last project?" he muttered. He chose warped wood for the frame, knowing it would bend over time. He skimped on nails, leaving gaps in the walls. He slapped paint unevenly, ignoring the streaks. Every shortcut he had ever scorned, he now embraced. His co-workers noticed. "Thomas, the foundations seem shaky," warned a young apprentice. "It'll hold," Thomas grumbled. "But the measurements, close enough." For weeks, he worked with disinterest, counting down the days until freedom. Finally, the house was done, crooked floors, thin walls, and all. Thomas wiped his hands and marched to Jacob's office. "It's finished," he said flatly. Jacob studied him, then smiled. "Oh, come with me." They drove back to the house. Thomas expected criticism, but instead, Jacob pulled out a small box. Inside was a shiny key. "This house," Jacob said, "is yours. A gift for 40 years of loyalty." Thomas's heart stopped. "Mine." He looked at the slanted door, the peeling paint, the careless work of his own hands. A wave of shame crashed over him. "If I had known, I could have built a strong and better home," he cried in his mind. That night, Thomas sat on the creaky porch of his new home, staring at the stars. Every groan of the wood, every draft through the walls, whispered his own neglect. His wife, Martha, placed a hand on his shoulder. "We'll fix it," she said softly. But Thomas shook his head. "I built this. Every flaw is mine." For months, he labored again, reinforcing beams, rehinging doors, sanding away his earlier haste. The harder he worked, the clearer the lesson became. Life is the house you build when no one is watching. Years later, a young carpenter asked Thomas for advice. "How do I become great?" Thomas handed him a hammer. "Build every house as if you'll live in it. Cook every meal as if you'll eat it. Write every word as if you'll read it." The young man frowned. "But what if no one notices?" Thomas smiled, gesturing to his now sturdy home. "You'll notice. Your work is your legacy. What you create today shapes your tomorrow. Pride isn't for others, it's for you. Cutting corners only cheats yourself. It's never too late to rebuild. Even flawed foundations can be strengthened." What house are you building carelessly right now? Your health, relationships, or dreams? It is never too late to rework the bad work that has been done by your negligence. Start repairing the home of your life.